Here's a second example, all right? So it says find the equation of a line that passes through the point P, -4, 0, and Q, 7, 3. So the very first thing I would want to do is to set up the general equation of a line, which we spoke about in the previous video, which is y equal mx plus c, all right? We told you already that m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. In other words, where the line cuts the y-axis. Now, let us start by finding these components individually. I could start with the gradient. Now, I'm going to call this over here x1, y1, and I'm going to call this over here x2, y2. Now, the formula for the gradient, as you know, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Same thing as rise over run. All right, let me scroll this up. So I'm gonna have m equal my y2 value, and let me go up so you can actually see it, was 3. So I'm gonna have 3 minus 0 over 7 minus -4. All right, let's break that down. So my gradient m is gonna be 3 over, all right, 7 minus -4 is the same thing as saying 7 plus 4, which is 11. So I'm gonna have 3 over 11. We have the gradient. So let me go back and write y equal 3 over 11 x plus c. I need to find c. And as we said to you before, we simply just need to select a point on the line. All right, you can choose anyone. I can work with -4, 0, or I can work with 7, 3. Let me work with 7, 3 in this case. So I'm going to be using q, which is 7, 3. What does it really means? It means that when x is 7, y is 3. So I'm going to have 3 equal 3 over 11 times 7 plus c. Alright, so guys, we have 3 equal 3 over 11 times 7. Alright, so I'm going to end up with 3 equal, that is going to give me 21 over 11 plus c. Alright, now to find c, I'm going to have to subtract 21 over 11 from both sides. Alright, but I'm just going to do it on the left hand side. So it's going to be 3 minus 21 over 11 is equal to c. Alright, so what would that give me? 3 minus 21 over 11, and you can use the calculators and leave it as an improper fraction. Alright, so this is going to give me c equal 12 over 11. Now, once I've found my c value, I simply go back and write back the equation of a line. So I'm going to have y equal, let us go back up and look at what the gradient was. We found the gradient to be 3 over 11, and now we have found the c value, which is 12 over 11. So I'm going to have y equal 3 over 11 x plus 12 over 11. Hello again, guys. Like with most things in maths, we have a second approach. And this is my method 2. This is the formula that we use to find the equation with method 2. Now, the derivation of this formula is pretty straightforward, but this will be shown to you at a higher level. For now, I'm just going to show you how we use it. Now, notice the equation say y minus y1 equal the gradient into x minus x1. Y1 and x1 specifically doesn't mean the thing that you call -4 and 0. I could use 7, 3 as well. It just means a coordinate that a line passes through. So the first thing I would need to find is the gradient. All right, and you know the formula for the gradient already. The formula for the gradient, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, I'm not going to go back through this because it is the same gradient and you'd have found the gradient. The gradient was found to be 3 over 11. Good. Now, all I need to do now is to input a point where I have x1 and y1, right? Let us say I'm going to use q, which is 7, 3. Means that x is 7 when y is 3. And I'm replacing the x1 and the y1 now. So, this is going to become y minus 3 equal the gradient, which is 3 over 11, into x minus 7. Now, all I have to do is simply expand this bracket and put it in the proper form, y equal mx plus c form. So I'm going to have y minus 3 equal, expanding that bracket, 3 over 11 times x is 3 over 11x. And 3 over 11 times -7 is going to give me -21 over 11. All right. Now I need to carry over that minus 3. So it's negative. So we add it to both sides. So it's going to become y equal 3 over 11 x minus 21 over 11 plus 3. And that minus 21 over 11, you can actually put that inside of your calculator. So you just simply put in negative 21 over 11 plus 3, and that is going to give you 12 over 11. So y equal 3 over 11 x plus 12 over 11. And notice you got the same answer as what you got before. So that is it. Now, there are several manipulations of questions I could give you. I could give you a question that looks like this. Determine the gradient of the following line. Now, I can't just directly look at the equation and say, boy, I see a 4 in front of the x, so the gradient is 4. No, I need to have this line in the equation form, and the general form is y equal mx plus c. So unless it's in this form, I cannot tell what the gradient is. Now, how am I going to get that equation in this form? You guys would have known how to transpose an equation, so that is exactly what I'm going to have to do. So we have 2y plus 4x equals 7. I need y by itself on this side, so I'm going to have to subtract the 4x from both sides. So I'm going to have 2y plus 4x minus 4x equal to 7 minus 4x. So we have 2y equal, and notice in the equation of the line y equal mx plus c, that will come before the c constant. So I'm going to turn this around and say it's going to be a negative 4x plus 7. All right, so we're almost there. Now we have 2y. I need to have y by itself. The coefficient of that y should be 1. So it means I'm going to have to divide both sides by 2. So all of this side over 2 and all of that side over 2. So I'm going to have y equal, but there's still a problem here. I am going to need to separate these fractions. So I'm going to have negative 4x over 2 plus 7 over 2. All right, and that's legal. Now this is going to break down to give me y equal. Now when I divide negative 4 by 2, I'm going to get negative 2x plus 7 over 2, because that can be broken down. So therefore, the gradient is negative 2. And if I'd asked you for the y-intercept, it would have been 7 over 2. All right, so pay keen attention to the transposition that has taken place here. All right, guys, this is your homework. It's not a lot of questions. What you simply do is pause this video and write off the questions and simply just do them. All right, I'll give you more questions as the thing come along. All right, but that is after I would have built other videos. All right.